If you had a choice, why don't you choose to make yourself have perfect peace right now? We'll wait. Amazing, huh?
Amazing.
Nice. See that? I'm glad you wore your mama's shoes to come. Any other questions? Oh, yes, sir.
I had a question about something you said. It was my little daughter asked me about free will. There's no free will.
No.
Right. But you do have the ability to make the choice, this particular choice you're talking about.
The only choice you make is that you realize, you know what, my life is miserable.
Right.
I'm angry, I have fear, I have doubt, I have suicidal thoughts, I'm lonely. Something wrong with me.
Right.
And that's when you're going to start looking within and you realize it's the anger that's been controlling you, which is evil. And you're going to admit, you know what, I am angry, I'm wrong. And then you're going to go and forgive your mothers, you forgive your father, God will forgive you, and that's it.
But that's your choice, all this that you're talking about, to do those things. It still comes down to your choice. Because you could choose not to do this. You could choose not to forgive, to hang on to your anger, to listen to your thoughts, or not. No?
For communication's sake, yes.
Okay.
You realize, well, I didn't even know I was angry, to be honest with you. I didn't know I resented my mother. I knew I was angry and emotional. I was afraid of women. I didn't know how to speak up. You know, I was subject to them.
Right.
But I didn't know it was because I resented my mother. And so I finally asked God to let me see. I was going to church, I would read the Bible, I would go to church. Why am I so angry?
Right.
Why am I'm so emotional? You know, I asked why am I that way. He allowed me to see that I resented my mother and I become like my mother. And I'm like, wow. And so I went and forgave her. I was afraid. It was the hardest thing to do. But when I forgave her, God forgave me and he took it all away. The anger, all that emotional stuff,
Right.
the doubts, he took it away. But I didn't know I resented my mother. I thought I loved my mother because I felt that emotional love. But, you know, I wanted to be free. But if you want to say choice, you want to choose to forgive, you realize you're wrong for being angry, okay.
Right. Okay.
That feel better?
It's just clarified things.
What? What did it clarify?
Well, so that is what I've been taught my whole life, the concept of free will. So I'm hung up on it.
Why don't you let the idea go? All you do is let the thought about that go. You're not hung up unless you
I
want to.
got a lot of little things that I got to let go.
Yeah.
That's on the list.
Yeah.
But this is part of the process, like trying to understand.
Okay, understand this. You don't have a choice.
Fair enough.
If you had a choice, why don't you choose to make yourself have perfect peace right now? We'll wait. Make yourself have perfect peace and never get angry, never feel fear, never feel lonely, never feel doubt again.
I did make that choice, and then somebody will cut me off in traffic, and then I'll get a twinge.
But it didn't work then.
It did. I didn't say anything. I just...
But why did you get the twinge?
Because it doesn't die as easy as I would like it to.
Because you can't make a choice to do that.
How we come full circle.
By letting go.
Right.
By realizing you have no choice.
There it is.
Of yourself, you can do nothing. You can't make yourself free. You just have to see that you're wrong for being angry, playing God.
I do see that.
So let all this other stuff go that's stuck in your head.
I'm doing it. But sometimes there's little challenges that you don't see.
Meaning what?
So sometimes when you see them coming, you're prepared. I'm not going to let this one get to me. It's easy. And then when you get lost in your thoughts, you start you're almost like you're sleepwalking through life, and something comes at you sideways. That's when I fully understood why.
Give me an example of what you're saying. So other than some car on the freeway, and not going too personal, give me another example of something.
So there's everyday things.
Y'all having fun? This is so much fun. This is better than cocaine. This is better than fentanyl. But go ahead.
Well, I won't talk about politics, but let's just say there's certain things in this world that you see happening, and you can't for the life of you understand why. Why would somebody think that this is the way to go? So that's where I get trapped every time. I'm avoiding these arguments now
Right.
because I understand they're pointless, which leads me to your homework assignment you gave. And I honestly came to the conclusion that there is no such thing as a good conversation.
Do you want to stop arguing, period?
Yes.
There is never a reason to argue. Never.
Couldn't agree more.
Never a reason to argue about anything with anyone about anything.
It's almost just a habit now.
You're not paying attention to the imagination. You're
Right.
unconscious.
Right.
You need to stay conscious rather than lost in your head thinking about what's going to happen, what has happened, what will happen. Or if they vote for this person, then my kids are going to suffer, my grandchildren are going to suffer.
Right.
Because that's not true. God is with you. No one suffers. Only the people who are of evil suffer. The children of God never suffers, no matter what happens in the world, because it's happening in the world, but it's not happening in you, and you are your world. And the Father will take care of you.
I agree.
So stop arguing. Come out of your head.
Yeah, and is it a coincidence that when I am present, I don't seem to argue with anybody?
That's the way life is created to be. We were not created to argue with one another. We were not created to force people to do what we want them to do instead of letting them do what they want to do. We are not God. We weren't created. Only people are evil argue with one another and fight one another and jealous and all that.
Right.
We were never meant to be that way. So come out of your head so you can stop doing it. Stay present.
Right on. That's what I'm going to do.
That make sense?
1,000%.
Are you practicing being present all the time rather than lost in your head?
I'm doing way better in the last 2 weeks than I did a month ago.
Meaning what?
Meaning a month ago was a lot harder. I have plenty of examples of the last 2 weeks of where I was present more than the usual.
You should. God said to pray without ceasing, and all that He means is to stay present.
Right.
Instead of lost in your head, thinking about what has happened, what will happen, what's going to happen
Right.
tomorrow or the next day. There is no tomorrow, and there is no yesterday. It's an illusion in your imagination. So practice being present, you'll be fine. And you'll still be able to invest your money or whatever, and you won't worry about it.
Right.
That makes sense?
It does. Yeah.
And so what did you tell your little girl about free will?
Told her to smoke on it a little bit.
How old is she?
That particular one is around 8.
Oh. Just tell her there is no free will. Kids understand that.
Yeah. Well, I actually told her, I changed the subject a little bit and got into her thoughts. I told her
Just
about
tell
her
her, hey,
thoughts.
don't be angry.
Yep.
Don't be mad. Speak up, but don't be mad.
We kind of had that, it kind of went that direction.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
What a mess. It's funny, each and every one of you can leave this room a free person. You could leave this room and never worry again, never be angry again, never have fear again, never look for love again, never wonder if you're ever going to get married or have children, or you can leave this room free right now and never have another worry. You have perfect peace. It's up to you. And the only reason you don't have it, you don't want it. You love your misery. You love your hell. You love being sad. You love feeling sorry for yourself. You love complaining. You love telling other people about your complaint. You love being miserable. That's why you haven't overcome. And you love blaming on someone else. You love your thrills. You love the thrill of going down and buy a lottery ticket and then telling everybody about it so they can be begging for your money. And then when you give them money and you get mad. Oh, I was a friend to you. I gave you this, and now you won't help me. You love your misery. You don't love heaven, you love hell. If you didn't love hell, you let it go. Just let hell go. Lay down your weapons. You've been bought and paid for by Christ. God now owns us, except for those who love their misery. Satan is your daddy. And you notice how evil human beings are. Human beings, there are no words to express how evil human beings are. Your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your grandma, your granddaddy, your husband, your wife, your children, your friends, your coworkers, evil. The presidents and the vice presidents and the president's children, the preachers and the preacher's children are all evil. Human beings are evil. And that's why you must be born again. Your heart is wicked. Salvation's of the heart. Overcome that anger of the heart, you'll be free. Because you have God's nature, you'll be of love. But human beings are nasty. God said, never trust an angry person. He said that an angry person is a wicked, evil murderer. I don't care who it is. You cannot trust an angry person. An angry person is a murderer, and not to trust them. That means your blood family, your friends, and everybody. You can't trust another human being. Human beings are evil. Look how much misery you bring upon human beings, how much they bring upon you. Families don't get along, they hate one another. They hate one another. Ain't no loving, all in the name of Jesus. They'll quote the Bible. While quoting the Bible, they'll cuss you out, or gossip about you, or judge you, or somebody else. Mothers will build an army against the children that forgive them. You go and tell your mother, Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. I realize now you can't help yourself. The mother's going to get on the phone. JoJo just told me he hate me. He said about he forgive me. I need to forgive you. And now the family member join forces with the mama because they're afraid to say no to the mama. They're afraid of mama. And now JoJo got to stand alone. Or Maylou got to stand alone, which is best for them, to stand alone. If you cannot stand alone, you're a coward. And most people can't stand alone. When people rob banks, they don't rob the bank alone. They get somebody to rob the bank with them. They're cowards. The average person is a coward. He or she cannot stand alone. Until you can stand alone, you're worth nothing. They're always looking for a crowd to be with, someone to hang out with, someone to play with, and all that kind of stuff. You're cowards. That one that get on that straight and narrow path and go at it alone, no matter what happens, who turned against them, that's the one that makes it.